up, everybody, and welcome to 3VO, where we're all on the same team. I'm your host for today, Jordan.
And I'm constantly overwhelmed.
But what's your name?
I'm Brendan.
There we go. And if you're new here, we are just two big old nerds that love video games so much that we are constantly overwhelmed by that love for them. So if you here share that same sort of like anxiety-inducing enthusiasm for video games that we do, this is definitely the show for you. We're going to be talking about the first part of the Last of Us series today. But before we get into that, I guess you already answered it, but Brendan, how are you?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. All things considered, I'm doing all right. Work is killing me softly, but things like this help me stay sane. So
I also feel that as well. Yeah. Work's been really rough these last couple of weeks, just because as the weather shifts, more people think either get sick or think they're sick and head into the hospital. So it's just been really busy. Makes sense.
But hey, at least you're like helping people.
I mean, I'm kind of just there for the most part.
You help people
and removing certain people who are impeding
that's helping
the
people.
Helpfulness. That's the main part of the helpfulness that I provide. Mm-hmm. I will say, if you don't mind me jumping in,
go right ahead.
It's just like I did have a moment. I think it was either yesterday or the day before, where I just had this really nice moment. I got home after a really bad day, and I did my workout, and I felt good after that. And then me and the wife are on opposite schedules, so a lot of times when I get home, she's still sleeping, and she'll wake up and go to work and whatnot. But she was going to be working from home that day, thankfully. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to crawl into bed while she's still sleeping, because I know she'll be, because I got into bed around 6:30. I know she'll still be asleep until at least 8 o'clock. So I can and I got in, and she just kind of rolled over and put her arms around me. I just had this nice moment where I was just all right, no, I'm good. It just took this nice moment where it just kind of took the stress off from me. She didn't have to do much, but it was just really nice. Yeah. So
that's sweet.
Yeah. I just had, So, positives to keep looking to. I've been really focusing on positives lately. Is also a big part of what has been going on for me. Is we all know shit sucks right now.
Boy, don't we?
We're all aware.
Yeah.
But just trying to maintain and focus on certain things. And I'm like, okay, well, this is good. This is good. This is good. And one of those genuinely being video games has been,
Yeah, absolutely. In the realm of not quite video games, but games, I recently got for my birthday a copy of Blood on the Clock Tower. Big ups to the folks that contributed to the purchase, because it's not a cheap game.
And it's the whole setup you have for it is amazing.
It's so fucking cool. I'm so stoked to get to play it more. I've only played 3 rounds so far. Yeah. But oh my God, what a game.
It's such a fun game.
Yeah.
It's such a fun game.
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, Blood on the Clock Tower is maybe the pinnacle of social deduction games. It's like Werewolf, like One Night Ultimate Werewolf, but on steroids. It's like Mafia, like the camp game, but again on steroids. It's so robust and convoluted and awesome, and I'm so stoked about it. I hope that somebody shows interest in also being the game master at some point, because I would like to play. Oh yeah. Eventually,
I'd be down. Just let me get familiar with the rules.
There's so much to keep track of.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Holy mackerel. Yeah. Way more. And I've barely scratched the surface myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Blood on the Clock Tower, I've been playing that.
I got to be there on the night when you got it. And so for a couple of basically just everyone trying it out for the first time kind of rounds, and just first time running it, you did great.
Thank you.
Just want to say you did fantastic, by the way.
Thank you so much.
And it was really fun to play into it, even though we basically had somebody who seemed like they were playing their own game.
Yeah.
Not to call him out. Sorry, buddy. But
what's great about Blood on the Clock Tower is that there's so much misinformation that gets thrown around. We had a situation where, just to dive into it a little bit. Yeah. So one player was the Virgin, and the first time that the Virgin gets nominated by a townsfolk, that townsfolk is executed immediately. Mm-hmm. And unbeknownst to the Virgin had been poisoned. And it was the first time that the Virgin had been poisoned at all in the game. Yeah. And it was the only time that it mattered, because somebody else, another townsfolk, nominated the Virgin. And it was this big, I nominate you. And then the virgin was like, oh ho, you nominate me, do you? Well, you must not be a townsfolk because I'm the virgin and you would have died. So why aren't you dead?
Yeah.
And this other person was like, well, I'm not. I'm just not. And they were just both adamantly correct at each other. And they had no idea. They were convinced that the other one was the demon.
Yep.
And neither one of them was. And evil won that round, and it was glorious.
Oh, that's fantastic. I've seen live play versions of it where I've seen it where it's gotten so like roundabout and convoluted because like someone's the drunk and then like someone else got like just it could get so wild so fast.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm so excited to dive more into that.
Can't wait to play with like a big group of people.
I want to host a party and have people dress up and like go the whole nine.
I was gonna say
for around Halloween time would be awesome.
Oh yeah, it seems like one of those ones that would be like you throw a party to play
the game.
This game. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, now that all the pleasantries are out of the way, big news today. We are actually talking about a game that's come out within the last like couple years. Psych, I'm talking about The Last of Us today.
For a second, I was like, really?
Yeah, nope. Still talking about an older game. But that is sort of my setup to get you guys used to sort of the like gut punch or cutting or sweeping or cutting under your feet. That does happen a lot in this kind of game. So for those who may not know, The Last of Us is a survival horror game from the studio Naughty Dog of Uncharted fame and going way further back into stuff like Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, you follow one. I'm gonna make sure I get the last names here right. You follow Joel Miller and Ellie Williams as they make their way across the country, starting from Boston, ending up in Salt Lake City, in an attempt to find a cure to end the plague that has befallen mankind. Basically, people get taken over by this fungus known as the cordyceps, and it essentially turns them into a different version of like zombies. Is kind of what happens in the game series here. And Ellie is the key for the cure, and you're trying to make your way to this like special facility in order to use her to help find a cure. So giving that a little bit there before I really dive into this. Brendan, what do you know about The Last of Us? We've talked about it before on the show. I know you haven't played it.
I know that there are zombies, and I know that there's a guy and a girl, and that there are zombies.
I mean, you do have like the basic premise and setup for it. Yeah.
I also know that episode 3 will make you cry.
for the
Yes.
For the television show. Yeah.
I remember there's a television show. That's another thing I know.
Yes. And while I've only watched the first season, while there are some like differences between the show and the games, it is mostly kind of like season 1 is pretty much almost a 1-to-1 adaptation. It is
that's cool.
As close as you can get. So, and I'd also highly recommend the show. The show is phenomenal. It's so good.
I also know that you don't want to get next to or near to the like if there's like a woman crying, that's bad, right?
You might be mixing up some things here because there is because that's actually a Left 4 Dead thing. It's a character called the Witch. She's the woman who cries, and just like if you get too close to her, she'll get up and attack you, and she'll mess your day up.
I know less than I thought I did.
You're fine. I can say though that there are specialty infected in The Last of Us.
Okay.
The main one being what's called the clickers. These are the ones that have spent a long time being infected, and it's. I mentioned briefly, like it's not like a virus infection. It's actually a fungal infection that slowly takes over the whole body and whatnot.
And the really old ones that have been like infected for a long time, they like get together and they say catty things about the other zombies.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of gossipy fucks in the middle of the apocalypse.
Got it.
No, they've gotten so bad that they literally have like the fungus is like spread out mushroom like out of their face.
Ew.
And they can't see anything, but they're called clickers because they literally click like with their mouths and
use echolocation.
And use echolocation to be able to try to still find people. Gross. And they're much, much harder to kill.
Naturally.
Which is just one of many things that is a hurdle for Joel and Ellie as they make their way across the country here. So just really quickly here for everybody, and Brendan as well, I apologize. Spoilers ahead. I'm going to be talking about the story in this game in pretty extreme detail here. Yeah. Glossing over some things as best as I can because we do have to try to keep this on a certain time constraint. I could talk about the story in this game for hours and hours and hours. But I really want to talk about this thing because like this is one of those games to me, sort of like what I talked about with a Ghost of Tsushima, that I do consider as close to a masterpiece as I think that you can get.
Wow.
Only getting more improved as like they've done a remaster, and they've recently now, after the success of part 2, done a full remake of the game as well, basically. Not changing any of the voice acting and whatnot, but like just like updated graphics for the PS5, a little bit of updated, like slightly updated gameplay. Didn't change it too much because like the stuff you could do in 2 is kind of on a different level than what you could do in 1. 1 really, really encourages much more of like a stealth-focused gameplay and whatnot. Very, very in that sense of like survival horror. 2 still has that, but is a little bit more malleable to me in terms of like how you want to like approach situations and playing the game and whatnot. Which also fits into the story, which is also why I want to talk about this game too, because like everything is just everything is in service to the story.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all the way down to the gameplay and like the mechanics within the gameplay itself. It's all in service for the story overall and whatnot.
Cool. So I'd love to ask you about the gameplay because
yeah,
I don't really know. So before you dive too much into the story, what is the gameplay?
So sort of the best way I could describe it, and this works really well because it comes from the same studio, is like it's sort of like if you, and I mean this as a compliment, it's like if you sucked like that cinematic, fun, adventurous joy out of Uncharted and all you were left with was like the bare bones of like survival, basically.
Okay.
So it's like in something like an Uncharted or a typical shooter, you're running around and like you're picking up ammo as you go, or even if you're not, you're just like swapping between weapons and whatnot. In The Last of Us, you do have guns, but there's moments in the game where you're like, cool, I found 3 bullets. I'm gonna treat this thing like they're precious gold because this is all I've got. I need to save this in case of like an extreme emergency, basically. And so it does really encourage like you like do your best to be like, nope. Sneak around, take people out one at a time carefully. Don't alert the others because you do not want to get into a big firefight. It can go very, very badly for you.
Gotcha. So third person, I assume then.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And so, with the life sucked out of it. And
I know that sounds harsh, but I really mean it as like a good thing. I didn't know how else to describe it.
And like an Outlast sort of layer of keep your shit together and don't waste anything and stay quiet and go unseen.
Very much so. Slightly different than Outlast though, where it's like there is an ability to like have like attacks and whatnot.
Sure,
there is a combat system to the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are entire sections of the game where you could get through it. If you could get through it without attacking anything, you can totally do that.
Gotcha. So a Splinter Cell sort of like pinch of Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell is actually a good way to do it because it is that like stay low, stay out of sight kind of thing. Yeah. For sure.
Okay, so then tell us more about the story. Why? I want to know how quickly you figure out, oh, the key to ending this whole thing is this random girl I'm paired up with. Because they're not father-daughter, right?
No, they're not. And that's an interesting thing is that the way that the game starts off is that it starts off like before everything's hit off, it's sort of like the day of, like when the day of when everything happens. Joel, played by the amazing Troy Baker, who we talk about on the show all the damn time, is coming home from a work day that's obviously gotten a little bad because he's on the phone with his brother Tommy. Comes into the house to his daughter Sarah sleeping on the couch. So you do meet his actual daughter first. What was her name? The daughter Sarah, played by I didn't write her down. Oh, I suck.
By that famous voice actress, you know her.
She's not one of the bigger names in voice acting though. So I wanted to give her a shout out. I apologize. But she does amazing in the game too. But comes home, sits down, and like you find out it's Joel's birthday. She gives him this watch that ends up becoming like a big character thing for him too. And they just have like this like father-daughter moment where it's just like, she's kind of taking care of him a little bit by making sure he remembers like, no, it's your birthday. We're going to celebrate it real quick. But then she falls asleep on the couch with them and you see her take her to bed and whatnot. And then she wakes up and you start the game playing as Sarah for a little bit. And she's getting a phone call from Uncle Tommy, who's like, I need to talk to your dad. The phone comes out. She goes downstairs. She finds her dad who coming back into the house for some reason and going like, there's something wrong with the neighbors. Said neighbors comes crashing through glass into the house, and she watches her dad shoot somebody in the head.
Jesus.
Because the neighbor has been turned.
Sure.
And then from there, she's literally just like picked up, thrown into Uncle Tommy's truck, and they start heading down the highway, just trying to drive away. Fun fact about this all takes place, I believe it starts, in this part, you start off in Austin, Texas, and you start going down the roads. An old YouTube group a long time ago was like, how accurate is this drive? And they try to do like the exact drive, and it was like they mapped out the road.
Oh, interesting.
Like 100%.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, yeah, so attention to detail. And it's all just you're watching stuff happen around you and whatnot. Truck gets hit by another car. You go flipping. You jump into Joel's perspective as you pick up your daughter and just start running down the street as infected are starting to swarm. Basically, you make your way out of the city. You are met by somebody who is clearly like part of the military who is holding a gun and starts trying to flag him out. Just like, oh, hey, we just got out. He's like, don't move. He calls somebody on the radio.
You got to make sure.
Yeah, call somebody on the radio. And you don't hear the other side of the radio call, obviously, but you hear the guy say something like, they don't look sick. He's got a kid with her. And then Joel goes to say something, and this guy raises his rifle up, turns around, shoots. It looks like Joel got hit in the shoulder. Guy walks up to Joel. Tommy shows back up, shoots the soldier in the head, looks over and goes, oh no. And you look over and realize that Sarah has gotten shot too.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
And then it is just like one of the most, I mean this so earnestly, one of the most devastating death scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just like film, TV, video, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be talking about the acting in this game in particular, just like so much, because it's so heartbreaking. It's a father leaning over his child, saying, don't do this to me. Oh. Like, it's so weirdly, understandably selfish in a weird way, because it's putting it on her in kind of a fucked up way, but you're like, I kind of understand where you're coming from in a weird way. Yeah. And then it just like, the game just cuts to black. We go through an opening title screen, and then we cut to 20 years later.
20 years later?
Yeah. Which is like perfect setup for this game, because that is like kind of the tone and the feel that's going to be sort of repeated. That's the formula they're setting up for you. And I was like, this is the feel for the game. This is what's going to keep happening here. Yeah.
Prepared to be emotionally invested in a character and for them to be quickly done away with.
First time I played this game, I cried so much.
Yeah.
I think like this one and part 2, I've cried the most like playing video games. Just like with just how emotionally devastating it is, and also just like the big question that the game sort of like puts out there, which I wanted to mention. One of the things, and because I want to say this at the top here, because I want to see how you feel at the end after I've kind of gone through everything. Yeah, is that sort of the about of the game is that love is the most powerful emotions that us as humans can feel, and sometimes that can be very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean,
right,
that makes sense. Yeah.
All right, so. Moving on, 20 years after the fact. I did write down her name. I was looking at the wrong spot. Sorry, the actress who plays Sarah is Hannah Hayes.
There you go.
And the gentleman who plays Tommy is one Jeffrey Pierce. Absolutely brilliant actors. So 20 years later, we wake up with Joel. We meet this woman named Tess, played by Annie Wershing. Sadly, no longer with us. She was absolutely brilliant. And she shows up to Joel saying just like, I got jumped by these guys working for this guy named Robert. He was supposed to sell us some guns. He screwed us over somehow. We need to go find him, basically.
Gotcha.
And you start this game off with Tess on this quest to find this guy named Robert, and you get introduced to the world. And you're now in Boston, and you get introduced to the world 20 years later.
It seems like then that there's like a good chunk of humanity still kicking.
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat.
You kind of get
more than other apocalyptic zombie type IPs. It seems.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. As you go through the game, you learn that there are like these little pockets of society that have survived in like different sort of feels and assets of things. But you were in a heavily militarized zone. You walk out, there's literally just like doors with these huge like giant locks on them that have been quarantined off. There's soldiers pulling people out of homes and putting this scanner on them that can tell if they're infected or not. And if it shows green, they're cool. If it shows red, literally just get shot on the spot right there, like no hesitation.
It's on site.
And if you run away or if you go outside the quarantine zone, outside of curfew, you also just get killed. Like there is just it is rough. Like it's still like there's more humanity left, but there's not much humanity left within it, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
It's all gotten very cold.
The way of life has been completely shattered.
Yes.
Yeah.
You also get little hints. They never like quite go into it, but you get the feeling that like neither Joel or Tess are like necessarily not awful people, but they're not necessarily good people either.
Oh yeah.
Like they talk about how they've done like smuggling runs, and they've like, you know, you get the sense that like when you meet up with the guy Robert, who you're trying to like find out what happened, because like there was a deal that went wrong with the guns. When you find them, they're immediately just like so okay with torturing this guy, like breaking his arm, like breaking his leg, like just to get information out of him, basically. You find out that Robert, who was supposed to sell guns to them, actually sold guns to this group called the Fireflies. Which is, if you ask the military, the Fireflies they're a terrorist group. If you ask the Fireflies who they are, they're a group of freedom fighters trying to like, you know, like it's essentially in this dictatorship that has happened with the country now.
Right. I was gonna say, it seems like, I mean, if they're bad guys in the eyes of who, it's the zombie apocalypse. I don't know that there are any strong enough loyalties anymore.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do what I need to fucking do.
Yeah. And you know, there's not really like any evidence that the Fireflies go after innocent people or like innocent bystanders. Like it's painted in a certain light like that, but like in the games, they only ever really seem to go after anybody who's in the military, which I'm not saying is like that makes it like completely okay.
No, but
in the world though, it's like, especially with the way things are, it's a little bit more justified.
Sure.
But then so you meet up with Robert, he tells you sold the guns to the Fireflies, and you're like, well, you're useless now. And Tess shoots him in the fucking head.
Oh.
Yeah. Cold.
Okay, that's not great.
Not great. But then from there, you meet the Marlene, who is the leader of the Fireflies, played by Merle Dandridge. It's one of my favorite names. Such a good name. Who explains just like, oh, I need to talk to Robert, finds out that you shot him. Tess and Joel start going into like, well, you've got our guns. We're going to need those back. And Marlene goes, I actually need a favor. I can get your guns back and then some if you just transport something for me. You go, and she takes you, and that's where you go and meet Ellie.
Okay.
And all she tells them is like, I need you to get to the spot. My people are going to meet you at this historical museum, like in like Boston City proper and whatnot. Just get her there. They'll take over from there. You don't need to worry about anything else. Just go there. You'll come back. You'll get your guns, and then I'll get you guys some extra stuff too.
Gotcha. How old is Ellie?
Ellie, I believe, is 13 or 14 at this point.
Okay, so knows nothing of life without the zombie apocalypse.
No, literally grew up in this time, and also only grew up in the military zone.
Oof.
So knows nothing of the outside world. Like once you get her out of the military zone, literally the first thing Ellie says is, "Holy shit, I'm outside."
Wow. Yeah.
And like a big part of the game is you see Ellie like see the world for the first time and experience everything for the first time, but through this like really fucked up lens of like, well, everything's kind of like gone to hell. And like Joel has the perspective of seeing the world before and seeing it now. So he kind of can see like, so his thing is like, why are you so excited to see all this random shit? Like, why are you excited to see, yeah, this place is lush and green. It's because nature's been allowed to take over because there's no civilization anymore, kid. Like, why are you so excited about this? And like sort of him unintentionally sort of undercutting her like joy in some of these moments. Also him trying to keep his distance because he doesn't want to get attached to another kid.
Right, of course. Yeah. Naturally, whatever. Trauma.
I know, right? All that stuff. So you guys decide to take the job because it seems like it's going to be a good job. You start moving her out. You're stopped by a couple of people from the military again because you're out after curfew. You start trying to talk to him and whatnot. Ellie actually takes initiative and just stabs one of them in the leg while they're trying to scan him to see if they're infected. And then Joel and Tess take over and fucking kill these two soldiers. To which Ellie's like, I kind of thought we were just going to knock him out or hold him hostage. I didn't know we were going to do all this. Yeah. But Tess finds one of the scanners that was used on Ellie before she stabbed him, and it's showing red, showing that she's infected.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Ellie immediately jumps into it and goes like, look, yes, I'm technically infected, but I'm not, but I'm not infected.
But I'm not. Oh.
And shows this like bite mark on her arm that she got and goes, look, this is 3 weeks old.
Oh, shit.
This is 3 weeks old. They're like, bullshit. It takes 2 days at most for someone to turn. And she's just like, why would Marlene lie to you about this? She would gain nothing from lying to you about this.
Yeah.
But they start getting shot at by other soldiers. So they're just like, well, fuck it. We just got to start moving now. And they start just like getting out of there. And as they keep going, like Ellie kind of starts to fill in a few more blanks. And it's sort of like, all I know is that I'm supposed to get to these people who are supposed to give me to Salt Lake for a facility that would help me find the cure. And Tess is basically just kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. Best case scenario, if this is true. Worst case scenario, kid starts turning. We kill her.
We kill her on the way.
Yeah, we kill her on the way.
Yeah.
Joel's like, this is bullshit. I hate this, but
yeah,
I'm here with you, Tess. Let's do this thing. You make your way through the city. You make it to the rendezvous point. And I'm glossing over some stuff, but obviously you have some encounters with zombies and clickers and blah, 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 blah on the way.
Yeah.
You make your way to the rendezvous points, and everyone there is dead.
No.
Everyone there is already dead.
Yeah.
I think I need to keep it going because the producer's throwing stuff at us.
This is where the technical difficulty screen appears.
I mean, it's empty. It's not spilling. Do we just want to keep going and leave it there? Or do we want to...
We'll leave the can, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine right there. That was incredible. I watched that all happen too out of the corner of my eye. It was so good.
My note is 3647 can flew.
Leave this spot in because you guys can't see what's happening off camera right now, but it's so funny. Okay, continuing. I was at. Oh yeah.
You get to the rendezvous point. Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead. Tess starts flipping out, and Joel's just like, "All right, well, we do what we could. Let's just head back. Let's just head back, and we'll just go back to like living our lives." Tell Marlene it was a wash. Here's the kid back. You figured out from here, basically.
Right.
Tess explains for her there's no going back because in the midst of while they were dealing with everything getting there, she got bit. She shows a bite mark on her arm, on like her chest.
Damn.
And essentially just like pleads with Joel and is just like, there's got to be enough here. Cause there's like, it's really fun because there's some hints that like there might be something romantic between Joel and Tess, but nothing ever like concrete or confirmed.
Okay.
But you could tell that there was an established relationship there. And if Joel gives a shit about anybody right now other than himself, it's Tess. Yeah, exactly. So she's like, there's enough here between us that you owe me this. So just like do this for me. Like take her all the way through for me. If she is the last hope for humanity, like she literally makes the point, she grabs Ellie's arm and shows her bite mark and goes, this is 3 weeks old, and then shows her own and goes, and mine already looks worse than this is. This is real.
Damn.
And it's just like essentially it pleads for Joel to do it. You start hearing soldiers start to bust in. Tess goes, you two go. I'll hold them off as long as I can. And essentially gives you a chance to
escape.
Make your break for it.
So you just have to pop on down to Salt Lake City. No big deal.
From Boston. Yeah. They're right next to each other, right?
Right. Yeah.
Just like Gotham and Metropolis are right next to each other canonically.
I don't actually know. That could be real. And
they're not.
Well, now I know.
No, so that wasn't at you. It's to hold over anger that I have for Batman versus Superman, the movie. It's fine. You make your way out. You have this really great conversation with Ellie where she tries to talk about what happened with Tess. Because like Tess is, no matter what, Tess is dead. And she tries to be like, look, I just want to say like, I'm sorry for how that went down. And Joel literally cuts her off and just goes, you don't talk about Tess ever. In fact, you and we're not going to talk about our histories. Just like, he's just like, oh, this whole thing, you think we're going to have this journey in Bond? Nah, not going to happen on my watch, basically. Yeah, Joel's not. Yeah, Joel is therapy who.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they won't go any closer to each other over their adventures.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
And this is where Joel mentions that he knows this guy named Bill in like the next town over who might be able to get him a car to make the journey a bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
So you start to make your way to there. And this is where you really head into like the sort of like breakdown of like a different act structure for the game. Because I think this is the first time we get the hint of like the seasons.
Oh, okay.
And so like it takes a little bit of time to get the bills and now we're in summer.
Okay.
That's basically where we start off.
Sure.
And this is what's the part of the game that everyone commonly calls Bill's Town, because Bill, played by the great W. Earl Brown, it has essentially taken over a whole town for himself and lined it up with like booby traps and little safe spots and whatnot. And like this dude was very clearly like a paranoid survivalist before the apocalypse happened, which they really go into in the show as well, which is. It is the episode that makes everyone cry. But you start making your way through the town. You learn a little bit about Bill as you go along, which is really, really cool how the game sort of like, there was a comment made about it where it was just like, in games like this, the world is also its own character as well. And that's very, very present here because like And just because of the personality that Bill puts into it, the town has its own personality in and of itself.
Ah, gotcha.
Of
Okay.
like certain doors have like markings on, like there's booby traps set up all over the place. There's random weapons just kind of like set up for him to grab and go if he needs to and whatnot. Like very much presents itself that way. You meet up with Bill who saves you from this really terrible spot in which that Jill gets hung upside down and is shooting zombies as Ellie's trying to undo like the weight hook that's been put on him and whatnot. Really intense, really, really good spot of gameplay though, but it's really, really rough. It's probably the spot I've died the most on playing the game. Bill shows up, helps you out, gets you out of there, but then immediately handcuffs Ellie to a radiator, puts a gun in Joel's face, and starts checking him for bite marks. Ellie breaks out and hits Bill with the pipe. Yeah, because Ellie ain't no slouch too. Like you're escorting and helping rescue this child, but she's an active survivor.
She grew up in the zombie apocalypse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You eventually there's some favor owed from Bill to Joel. Bill eventually agrees to help you find a car, but it's all in like parts around it. But he doesn't have like a car that's ready to go. There's parts to it that he knows about for if he ever wanted to leave. He's like, well, I know there's a battery here. I know there's this here. I know there's this here. So you essentially go on a fetch quest. Yeah. It's all. This is probably the most like video gamey that the game feels. Very RPG. Yeah. It's like, well, I don't have a car, but I know where all the parts are to a car. Right. So start making your way through. And a little thing here about Bill that I love for the game is that you have this conversation one time where essentially he's trying to convince Joel, like, cut the kid loose and just get the hell out of here, man. Like, she's only going to get you killed. Like, yeah, there is no, like, support for what Joel's doing throughout most of this game. And he has this monologue that he goes into where I'll give just like the lines here where he basically says, like, let me tell you a little story. I once ran with somebody I cared about, a partner. And that's how the line was originally written. W. Earl Brown came in, read it, and then asked the director, Neil Druckmann, he was like, can I take it again, but can I try it a different way? And he just put a little bit of a different emphasis on it where he said, I once ran with somebody I cared about, a partner.
Oh.
And just changed it just a little bit. And they were like, why would you change that way? He was
put
like,
a comma after dearest.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I just think like it would be interesting to have it to where it's like maybe this guy was maybe gay and like was in a same-sex relationship, because you don't always see representation, especially for a character like this. And they literally changed a part of the story for the character to make it fit that.
Love it.
Just based on this little choice that this actor decided to
Love
make.
it.
So just W. Earl Brown, we appreciate you, sir. That is a great addition. And again, it led to one of the most beautiful episodes of television. Yeah. Tragic, but one of the most beautiful episodes of television that's ever been done, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm getting a nod off camera, so. So you make your way through. You end up finding a truck that you think has a battery to it, while the infected are trying to bang down the doors to this high school where this truck is, basically. Opens at the top. It's empty. Someone's already grabbed it.
Okay.
Make your way out, stumble into this other house. Bill and Joel start having this like huge fight because Joel's like, you said there'd be a fucking battery. And Bill's like, I didn't fucking ask for this. Like, this isn't my problem at all. They realize that there is a body hanging behind them in the house that they're at. And Bill's just like staring at it. And Joel goes, what, do you know this guy or something like that? And Bill goes, yeah, that's Frank. That was my partner.
Oh, shit.
Cuts him down, points out that there's all these bite marks all over his body. And Joel's like, I guess he wanted to go out this way rather than turning. And Bill's like, yeah, well, fuck him anyway. Like, there's no, like, the acting is so good because you see on Bill's face that there is like a lot more going on, but the presence is going to put out is, yeah, fuck him anyway.
Yeah.
Then Ellie finds out that there is a truck in the back of the house, and that's where the battery ended up. Frank took Bill's battery. At least that's how Bill kind of sees it. And part of that narrative change that happened here too is that they added this little spot where Joel can go through the house and get some supplies real quick. And one of the things is that he could find is a note that Frank left for Bill. And it is the roughest Dear John letter you've ever read in your life. It's literally just Frank just being like, hey, Bill, if you see this, go fuck yourself. You told me I'd die if I try to get out of this town. I guess you're right.
Your dick ain't shit.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just like, but I'd rather die here alone than spend another moment with you. And the game lets you choose if you want to give the letter to Bill or not.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And if you give it to Bill basically is just like, yeah, well, fuck you too, Frank. And that's kind of, and tosses
well, you're dead now. So
yeah.
Who won in this exchange?
Yep. And so you get the car out, you manage to get it started, and out of the city. You have one more interaction with Bill where basically he tells Joel you're not going to make it. This is whatever happens to this journey is going to kill you.
Well, damn.
And
Where is this geographically?
geographically,
Do we know?
at this point, they are heading. I think at this point they're heading out of Massachusetts. I don't remember how specific and detailed.
So
other than
not
a few
far.
points, there's some.
This has got a long way to go.
They do. They do have a long way to go still. Yeah, this is so they still haven't gotten out of like the main like area, the first
Yeah.
part of the game basically.
Yeah.
Start down this road, and it's just a really sweet cutscene that happens after this when you're driving and Ellie's in the back seat, and you find out that she like nicked some things from Bill's place. One of them being a porno magazine, basically, and starts going through it. And it's the first time you see this interaction where it's like Joel is, whether he wants to or not, is sort of starting to like interact like a father would with a
Yeah,
kid.
right.
Because he's reaching out, he's like, you don't need to be seeing that. Give me that. Like, and she's like, no, I want to see what all the fuss is about. Brilliant acting. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it yet. Brilliant acting for Ellie by Ashley Johnson. Just absolutely fantastic in this thing. They have it. There's a great cut in here too, where she hops in the front seat and Joel goes like, you should get some rest. And she goes, I'm not even tired. Hard cuts to just her just
Passed
conked out against the side, against the side.
Yeah.
So you start making your way through, and one of the first encounters you have in the city is that this guy comes out and he's holding his gut and he's going like, help, please help, please help. And Nellie goes, but we should help him, right? And Joel goes, he's not hurt. And immediately goes to run the guy down, and the guy goes, shit, and pulls out a gun and starts shooting him, and you realize that you've been set up for an ambush.
Shit.
Yeah, and you get
Okay.
introduced to the other things you have to deal with. There's a group called Hunters, who are
Right.
other humans out there
Yeah.
just like trying to kill other
Right.
humans for supplies and food and da-da-da-da-da.
Right, because it's not enough that it's the zombie apocalypse.
I
You
know,
gotta
yeah,
fight
yeah, yeah,
humans too.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big chunk of it. You meet some other characters who I'm unfortunately going to have to kind of like move past here. You meet
That's
a
okay.
couple people named Henry and Sam, who are a pair of brothers, also trying to make their way through to survive and whatnot. You do eventually meet up with your brother Tommy, who has
Whose brother, Tommy?
Joel's brother Tommy. Sorry. Joel's brother Tommy, who was at the beginning of the game. You get this like history that there's been like they split up like during the apocalypse, and it was not like an amicable like we're all good, we're just going our separate ways. It's like I think Joel says Tommy's last words were, if I ever see you again, I'll fucking kill you.
Well, damn.
Joel basically tries to pawn Ellie off on Tommy, and it's just like, because Tommy used to run with the Fireflies, so he's like, you would know where this facility is more than anybody else. You can help her get there better than I could. And Tommy at first is like, no, I'm not going to do that. Then he sees the way that Joel and Ellie are interacting, and Tommy kind of figures out like, oh, Joel's starting to see her as another daughter, and he doesn't want to go through that again. Initially agrees. Joel and Ellie, really convincing everything here. Joel and Ellie have a fight basically where Ellie's just like, I'd rather be with you though, because like I've been losing. Just tells him like, I've lost everyone I've ever cared about basically, except for you. And Joel's like, well, you're not my kid, so we're gonna go our separate ways. Some other shit happens where Joel is sort of forced to keep protecting Ellie and keep talking to her, and decides like, no, I'm going to be the one to take her. On their way out though, they stop. They find the first facility that they want to stop at in Colorado, which is supposed to be where they're first supposed to meet up with the Fireflies.
Damn, they have cleared a lot of ground.
Yeah, they do a lot here. Finding out that like that got abandoned by the Fireflies, but there were clues left over for them to get to another spot in Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Where they set up another lab to find the cure. You get attacked by more hunters.
Oh, so the Fireflies are running the facility that are going to find the cure.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So then whatever they're doing is fine, and the U.S. military can suck a dick.
Right. Pretty much, yeah.
Don't flip that.
Yeah. Don't clip just that one section of it. But in the ensuing fight, Joel gets severely hurt, like stabbed through the stomach. And it's just like, it's a survival thing for him basically. But then you take over as Ellie for a little bit and play as her, as she's out hunting, scavenging, looking for supplies to help Joel basically. You meet another group of survivors run by this guy named David. I promise I'm gonna keep this quick. Who is just like, hey, we have penicillin and we got stuff like that after she's killed a deer, and is like, let us have some of the deer meat, and then we'll give you some like some antibiotics to help your friend out. because Ellie's being very coy about like who she's running with.
Yeah.
You find out that David was running the pack of hunters that attacked them at the last place that they were at, and they've been trying to find Joel specifically because they want to kill him for
Oh
killing
no!
a bunch of his people.
Oh gosh! Yeah.
And ends up taking Ellie, tries to convince her like to join his cause. It's very creepy, borderline, like he's trying to approach it in a romantic way, and it's very, very gross.
Ew.
You also find out that they've been killing other people and eating them as well. So it's a group of cannibals you're dealing with too.
Great. Nothing's ever gone bad when people start eating people.
Ensuing fight happens between Ellie and David later on that ends up with Ellie killing him. Prior to that, though, Joel wakes up. He's gotten the antibiotics, so he's able to kind of recover a little bit. Finds a couple of the hunters, realizes they've taken Ellie, and is also a very brutal torture scene in which because now Joel is like, I'm committed. Like this is really started seeing Ellie as like, no, this is like basically my next daughter.
I mean, you've gone 2/3 of the way across the continent, you know.
Yeah. And it's just a very brutal torture scene that includes him making a guy point out on a map where the facility is and tells him like, hey, your buddy, because he's got another guy in the corner he's holding to, is just like, when I show this map to your buddy, he better point to the same spot. Kills that guy after he pointed on the map. The other guy in the room was like, well, fuck you. Well, now I'm not going to tell you. Joe goes, it's okay. I believed him, and then beats him to death with a bat. Yeah. Joel's gone like full like John Wick, but instead of a dog, it's a kid.
Yeah.
Meets up with Ellie after she's killed David and is just doing his best to console her and like hold her and whatnot.
Yeah.
They make their way to Salt Lake City. It was just like Ellie's just like completely checked out at this point because of what she's just gone through.
Yeah.
But then they have this beautiful moment where she kind of gets to recapture her innocence because they go through this part that used to be a zoo. And there's like a roaming pack of like this family of giraffes that are still there. So they get to have this honest like father-daughter moment where it's like, hey kid, look at the giraffe. And she's like, oh my God, I've never seen these before, and have this moment.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And Joel tells her, and Joel has this moment too where he's just like, you don't have to do this. We could turn around right now and go back to Tommy's place and just like forget all this. And Ellie goes, if I turn around now, what was this all for?
Yeah.
Like all the deaths she's seen, all the people she's lost, what was it all for, man?
Yeah.
And like, it's her choice. And so they find their way to the facility. Ellie almost drowns because it's the big character thing where she can't swim.
Oh, okay.
Which leads into the mechanics of the games too.
Well, how could she? She's never been outside.
Almost drowns. Joel is trying to save her through like CPS. A bunch of fireflies. CPR, sorry, not CPS.
Child Protective. Excuse me, my not daughter is drowning.
Why did we do this at the beginning? We could have just everything else is collapsed, but CPS don't go and strong. Trying to resuscitate her through CPR. A bunch of fireflies show up, knock Joel out because they're like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
Right.
Bring him in. Joel wakes up, finds out that meets up again with Marlene, head of the Fireflies, finds out that Ellie's being prepped for surgery and he can't go see her because she's already like unconscious. And he's like, what do you mean surgery? And she's like, her particular brand of like fungus infection, the cordyceps infection, has basically made her immune to spreading and being further infected herself. So they need to extract them. Yeah. Joel points out that the cordyceps completely take over the brain, like wrapped all the way around and whatnot.
And they're like, did we confuse you?
Yeah. Marlene's like, yeah, we know. Yeah, we're aware. Basically alluding to the fact that it's like Ellie is not going to survive this surgery.
Right.
So
because of course.
Yeah. And this is where it really gets into like the question I brought up earlier of just like love is the most powerful emotion. Sometimes that's really dangerous.
Yep.
And Joel goes full Rambo on the facility, kills a bunch of people, kills the surgeon who was about to perform the operation on Ellie, takes her out of there, gets her out. You have one more standoff with Marlene in the parking lot of the facility where basically she goes, listen, you still got a chance. Put her down, walk away. My people will not come after you. I will guarantee that. But you can still save humanity right now. Cuts to Joel in the car with Ellie.
Oh, man.
As he takes her out, and you find out that the last thing that happened was that he shot Marlene. Yeah. Because he was hiding a gun while he's carrying Ellie, hiding a gun underneath her, shoots Marlene, gets her out of there, and gives Ellie this bullshit story about it's like, oh, it was actually full of kids just like you who are all immune, but they figured out they actually can't find a cure. So, sorry, it was all for nothing.
Oh my God.
And the last thing that happens in the game is Ellie, they're just about to get to Tommy's place. Ellie stops Joel and tells him, swear to me that what you said about everything you just said about the Fireflies was true. And Joel goes, I swear. And the last thing is just a close up on Ellie as she just goes, okay. So, to kind of wrap this up here a little bit,
Oh my
Brendan,
God.
do you think that this game accurately portrays that idea of like love is the most powerful and dangerous emotion?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, and then my follow-up question then,
Yeah.
and this is debate. This is still a debate amongst the Last of Us fandom.
Yeah.
Did Joel do the right thing?
Do the right thing?
Yeah.
That's impossible to say.
That's kind of where I'm at, honestly.
The
Yeah.
no. Like no.
Yeah.
Like for the story, yes.
Yes.
If this was real life, no.
Which I think is
that's the thing.
Which I think is an interesting too, and when it's just like a main character's emotional journey sort of goes against what the main idea of like what the game is a little bit.
A little bit.
Just super interesting too, because he's
Yeah.
had his own journey, but it turns out to be completely at odds with what the game would lead you to believe would be like the ultimate outcome here.
Right. Although I'm sure sets up 2 to like further look for a cure or like whatever is gonna happen.
2 does some really interesting things.
Yeah.
2 does some really interesting things. I love 2 so much.
Well, don't tell us anything. We'll have to save it for another episode of the
Yep.
show. That's cool. It makes me want to play it.
You should still play
should.
it.
I should.
I had to yada 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 over a bunch of major details. I think you'd still have.
Oh yeah.
I think you still really enjoy it. I would love for you to play this game. Actually.
Yeah, I think I would.
It's available on PC. So
I'm so close to buying a gaming PC.
Mhm.
So close.
Yeah. Or again, if I could get my Xbox working fine again, because I have a back catalog on Game Pass,
Yeah.
I can just give you my PlayStation for like a couple weeks. Just let
Well,
you borrow
I
that for a little bit.
twist my arm.
Well, now that I'm done yapping about The Last of Us, it's time for our bonus round. Today we're playing a fun little game called Joel-ish, or not Joel at all. Basically, we've been provided with a series of quotes, and we have to determine if they were delivered by Joel from the game, if they were not delivered by Joel, but from somebody else in the game, or if they were just from something else entirely, basically. And we've been encouraged to do it in our best Joel-like voice. So
You're gonna have to supply it all because I have no idea what Joel sounds like.
Okay, well, just
No, wait. I have no idea what Joel sounds like. So as a voice coach, tell me how to approach a Joel voice. Let's establish that.
Oh yeah, I love this. I love this.
And then I'll
Yeah.
use it for the
So Joel was born in Texas, so he's got that Texas drawl
Got
to
a
him a
little
little
bit
bit.
of a drawl to him.
He's older. He's gruffed. He's more
Little
rugged.
gruff.
So it's a little bit.
Is he slow?
He's
Even
got a little bit of a
cadence?
slower speech. He takes his time when he talks. He's not
Slow,
rushing.
gruff, even cadence.
That's a solid, like it's not right on, but it would be a solid Joel voice, honestly. Yeah, that's not bad.
Thank you. Voiceover casting agents, call
Yes,
me.
Do you want to do the first one or me to do the first one?
I with my newfound Joel voice,
Let's
I will
do
take
it.
the first one. Okay. It's not the strongest who survives, but the one who can adapt.
So the strongest who survives are the one that can, but the ones who can adapt. I think that's a Joel-ish. I think that's a Joel-ish.
I was gonna say it sounds like something that might be in the game.
Because I think this was a part that I had to gloss over a little bit. I think this was the character David, the one who led the cannibal group. I think it's that, but I'm not. I wasn't told I had to like be spot on with it. I just had to say whether it's Joel-ish or
That's
not.
true. It sounds like something pithy that somebody would say at a main character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
my
with
vote
you.
is Joel-ish.
I'm also gonna go Joel-ish.
This was Charles Darwin.
Oh, so it was not so Joel at all.
Well, damn. Okay.
Well, there we go. Okay.
All right. Let's hear your Joel on this
All right.
next one.
All right. The next one is, we fight for every last breath. This is way more southern than.
That was more grizzled
More
prospector.
grizzled prospector. Yeah. I just jumped into it. Did my best here.
It's okay.
But we fight for every last breath.
Fight for every last
Trying-
breath. That sounds
doesn't
like
s-
something from a different sci-fi.
It might be that it does sound like something Joel could say, but it doesn't quite sound like a Joel line. I just went through this game. I'm gonna kick myself if it is though. I'm gonna say the last one was actually a not Joel at all though.
Yeah, true. I'm saying not Joel at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna say not Joel at all still.
Yeah. All right, let's get it.
It was Joel-ish. It was Marlene.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
All right. Well, we are 0 for 0.
Yep.
All right, my turn.
Yep, go for it.
You either hang on to your morals and die, or do whatever it takes to survive.
You did skip them. It's okay. I'll go back and do that one.
Oh, my
it's
bad.
okay. I can do it. It's okay. Well, we'll do
I'm so
this
sorry.
one.
Well, we're doing this
You
one.
either hang on your morals and die or do whatever it takes to survive. Oh.
That sounds Joel-ish. That sounds like something in world. Although it could be like, that could be a line about like justifying his actions.
Yeah.
So.
On your morals and die. It could also be something that Tess would have said too.
It could be something that Joel, just with my limited knowledge, could be something that Joel said to Ellie, like after she killed that guy. You know, like he's like saying like, hey, look, yeah, I know your morals are like you would never kill anybody, but like, you know, this is the what it is. Well, I'm saying Joel with absolutely no earned confidence.
I'm going to say Joel-ish. This sounds in-world, but I don't think this is something that Joel would say.
Okay, yeah. So this is the one about morals. What's the...
It was Tess. I nailed it.
Good job.
Yeah,
nailed it.
Finally, I fucking got one.
You've got a point. I have 0.
Finally
Not
have
surprising, but...
All right. I'll go back and do that one. I'll try to make it slightly less prospector on this one. Guess we're both running out of luck.
Okay, that was good.
That was better. That was better. This I'm pretty sure.
That's gotta be Joel.
Yeah, this I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure that this one was Joel.
Yeah.
This one I feel good about.
I feel good about Joel too on this one.
It's Joel.
Yeah, we got it. It's Joel. All right. Okay, next one. Hope is a dangerous thing. It can drive a man insane.
I mean, it sounds in universe. I don't know if it was.
This sounds like a different video game.
It could be.
I'm saying not Joel at all.
I'm gonna go Joel-ish because I think this also could have been this sounds like it could have been a Bill line maybe.
This sounds like a BioShock line to me.
It could be a BioShock line. It totally could.
Yeah.
But I think this is still in universe. I'm gonna go Joel-ish.
Okay, I'm saying not Joel at all.
This is not Joel at all.
Damn.
It is from The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, of course.
Oh, it is.
Morgan Freeman line.
Yeah, it is. Damn. Okay.
Which is funny because I feel like the voice of Andrew Ryan and the voice of Morgan Freeman not
Not too dissimilar. Not too dissimilar.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay, next one is you.
I got this. After everything we've been through, everything that I've done, it can't be for nothing.
Okay, that sounds like an Ellie line.
Yeah,
based on what you told me.
I can tell you straight up that this is an Ellie line.
Yeah,
I know for sure. So Joel-ish.
So Joel-ish.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm assuming while you're putting this together was when I was talking about that and you were like, shit.
That's funny. Are we tied?
Yeah.
I think we're 2 and 2.
I think we're 2 and 2. That's
Tell us in the comments if we're wrong.
Do 2 and 2.
All right, I've got the next one.
Got you.
I struggled a long time with surviving, and no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for.
That's Joel. I know that's
that
Joel.
Does kind of sound.
I know that's Joel. That's Joel at the end of the game specifically. I'm locking
Is it?
In. It is.
I will ride your coattails. Let's say Joel.
Joel near the end of part 1.
Perfect. All right.
We want to do one more each and then wrap it up.
Sure, that sounds great. Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. I'm actually gonna skip. To one.
Yeah.
Right,
Skip. Pick your favorite.
There's one that I absolutely love that I want to do here.
Okay.
Endure and survive.
Endure and survive.
This is the next 10 minutes. Endure and survive. Just back and forth.
Endure and survive.
Endure and survive.
Oh my god. Endure and survive. We made our own game.
How dumb can we make the line sound? I love it.
Okay, Endure and survive. What are you saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say Joel-ish.
Joel-ish. You think it's in universe?
Yeah.
I don't know. You picked it, so I'm willing to believe your instincts. I'm gonna say Joel-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, since you cheated and skipped to one that you know, can you tell me specifically what it's from?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's from the comic book series that Ellie picks up in the game. I can't remember the name of the comic series, but she finds this one, and the big quote of it is it's this sci-fi survival thing, and it's the whole quote that this guy has is endure and survive.
Yeah, it's from the Savage Starlight comic.
Wow. All right. So, let's do. I'm gonna do our final one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pick this one. We have to be better. We can't just keep surviving.
Ooh.
We have to be better. 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 We have
That's a tough one.
I'm going to go not Joel at all. It sounds like something from like a different zombie IP.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking it's either Joel-ish, because I don't think it's a Joel line. It's either Joel-ish or it's like, it would be like from like Walking Dead or something like that.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Or Left 4 Dead, or insert other zombie apocalypse situation.
We have to be better. We have to just keep surviving. I'm going to go with my gut, though. I'm going to say Joel-ish. This feels like maybe it's another test line.
All right. I'm saying not Joel at all. What is it?
It is not Joel at all.
Damn, nice.
It is from The Walking Dead.
Hey!
Oh, I should have trusted it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well,
tell us who got what score in the comments.
I think you won. I think you got it at the end, because we were tied there for a
Crazy.
while and both getting the same answer. So I think you won that one. Yeah.
Fair enough. It was only because you were helping to provide some of the right answers.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one for like if I'm like, no, it was definitely this. It's pretty easy to go like, and I also say that too.
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah.
Survive and endure.
Survive and endure.
Survive and endure. Survive and endure.
Thank you guys so much for listening to us talk about The Last of Us today. Should we talk about part 2, or was there anything that we missed from part 1 you'd like to talk about again? Let us know in the comments.
And as always, if you have ideas for topics that we can cover in future episodes of the show, you can always send an email to 3VOpodcastteam@gmail.com and make your voices heard. You can also follow us everywhere. We're everywhere at 3VO Podcast on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, any other social media site. We're there. We've got an account. Go follow us. And until next time, survive and endure.